Welcome back to the today's session, students. Today we are going to discuss transistor biasing. This is a very important topic. So listen carefully. Transistor biasing and stabilization. So transistor biasing. So if you give input for the transistor, then also the transistor won't work. You have to bias the transistor. That is, you have to give the VCC supply. VCC supply is nothing but your biasing. Okay, without biasing, the transistor won't work. The transistor won't work. So here, first we will discuss operating point. Operating point means where the transistor will be perfectly do the amplification. Okay, so operating point is nothing but the point where the transistor will be uh, perfectly amplified of the applied signal. That is nothing but an operating point. Okay, ba? So here you see this is the characteristics of the transistor. Okay, this is the characteristics of your transistor. Okay, so here you see this is nothing but your output characteristics. Okay, so where this is we are having different operating point. This is one operating point, this is one operating point, and this is one operating point. So where the transistor should amplify the voltage as well as the current perfectly. Okay, so both the voltage and current should be amplified. Okay, so this is the operating point, different operating point. So this is nothing but your, this portion is nothing but your saturation point, and this portion is nothing but your cutoff point. Okay, so this remaining, this is nothing but your active part. Okay, that is nothing but your perfectly amplified. Okay, so here you see this one more A, also one more operating point. So A, B, C, D, all are the operating point, different operating point on the output characteristics of the transistor. Okay, so here you see mm, in this case the transistor will not work at this point. Okay, at this point the transistor, like here you will have the this one voltage, and you will have the current here. This point here at this B, the transistor acts as a perfect amplifier. At this point and this point, if you see this D, the transistor will be only your current voltage will be amplified more. Your current will not be amplified that much. Okay, so different points will give the different reasons. Okay, so next uh, next point, the important biasing factors must be considered. That is, the effect of temperature must be taken into the account. Okay, so here uh, temperature. So temperature is very important. If the temperature increases means the operating point will be change. The operating point will continuously it will change because of some of the parameters. What are the parameters means temperature, reverse leakage current, and gain, all those, because of this some factors, the temperature will change, so we have to maintain the operating point constant. Otherwise we won't get the stable output. If the if the operating point is changes, then your output also will change. That is nothing but you won't get the stable output. So you have to maintain your operating point constant. Okay, so for that we need to stabilize the q point. We need to stabilize the q point. Q point is nothing but your operating point. For the BJT to be biased in its linear region or active region, the following should be must. Okay, that is it should, all those things you have to take care. The base emitter junction must be forward bias, and your that is nothing but your base emitter. That is nothing but your base and emitter is nothing but it will be like one diode. Forward bias means it should attain zero point 0.7 voltage, and base collector junction should be reverse bias. Okay, base collector junction should be reverse. The transistor operates in three region: cutoff region, saturation region, and linear region. So linear region means nothing but that is active region, means that your transistor will be acting as a perfect amplifier. That is, base emitter junction should be forward bias and base collector junction should be reverse bias. Cutoff region means both base emitter junction and your base collector junction should be reverse bias. Saturation means base emitter junction forward bias and base collector junction also forward bias. Okay, so this is about your three region of your transistor. Now we will see the biasing circuit, some of the biasing circuit. Okay, so this is very, very important. As I said earlier, if the Q point changes, your output won't be stable. Okay, your Q point changes, your output won't be stable. So how we are going to fix the Q point? How we are going to fix the Q point in order to get the stable output? For that, we are going to see the different circuit. Okay, we are going to see the different circuit. This is nothing but your fixed bias circuit. Okay, so fixed bias circuit. So why it is called fixed bias circuit means, here we are going to use the resistance between your collector and your base. Okay, and this resistance is fixed. We cannot change the resistance. Okay, if there is any change in the temperature, okay, if there is any change in the temperature, definitely there will be change in a collector current. Okay, there will be a change in a collector current. So obviously your output will change. So there is no fixed Q point. Okay, so only it is called as a fixed bias circuit. For DC analysis, what we are going to do, all the capacitors we are going to open circuit. Okay, so for DC analysis, all the capacitance, for it here I am going to do the DC analysis. So for the DC analysis, under DC condition, all the capacitor, because the capacitor will be open circuit for DC, you know already, right? Only the capacitor will be short circuit for the AC signal. Now I am going to do the analysis under DC. So under DC analysis, all the capacitance will be open circuit. Okay, so after open circuit, the circuit will be like this. Okay, after the under DC analysis, the circuit will be like this. So all the this will be open, and now I am going to split the VCC like this. Same circuit, there is no change in the circuit. I am going to do same thing. Okay, now I am going to do the analysis. In the first, I am going to apply KVL in the base emitter loop. Okay, if I apply KVL in the base emitter loop, so the negative part is grounded. So negative positive plus VCC minus here minus IB RB here minus VB equal to 0. Okay, see, if I apply plus VCC minus IB RB minus VB equal to 0. Now I want to find the IB current. So VCC minus VB divided by RB. Next I am going to apply KVL at the collector emitter loop. Okay, here also this will be connected to ground. So minus VCC minus ICRC minus VCC minus VCE equal to 0. Here I am going to find IC current. Okay, so you know that already IC equal to beta times IB. So now you see here VCE minus plus ICRC minus VCC equal to 0. From that, you know VCE is nothing but VC minus VE. Okay, so here I am going to find VB, all those things we have to use. So here I am going to find the, if I want to find VCE, IC, I can use this VC minus VCC. So here this IC, if it goes this side, okay, so no, you keep this VCC minus VCE, take this ICRC that side. So VCC minus VCE divided by RC, that is your IC value. So to find VC value, VCVE, VCC is nothing but VC and VB equal to VB minus VE. So here VE is equal to 0. Why VE is equal to 0 means, understood? See here the V is connected to ground, so that it is VE equal to 0. And here see V equal to 0, that's why directly VC is nothing but your VC voltage. VB, here V is connected to 0, that's why VB voltage is nothing but VB voltage. Okay, so this is about your fixed bias. Now here one problem for fixed bias. So they given the fixed bias circuit. So what they are asking,